welcome to the first ever episode of The Last Fortune of Dead Man's Swamp. My name is Eric Lusa. I am the audio editor, and I also play the character of Don Flair. I'm here to put a quick disclaimer that this episode and all future episodes are considered PG-13 due to the references to alcohol and to violence. On top of this, everything our actors, including me, say is completely unscripted. While I try and cut out all the awkward or bad parts, be prepared for some random dialogue and stupid out-of-character bits anyway. Enjoy the show.
Hi, and welcome to the very first recording of Lost Fortune of Dead Man's Swamp. I'm just going to be here to quickly introduce everyone, and we will get our session going. First of all, I'm Mr. Clancy. I am the Dungeon Master. We'll be going around over here.
Hi, I'm Roz Hoff.
Hi, I'm Janelle Guido.
Hi, I'm Frederick Azavilza.
Hi, I'm Lucas Edlock.
Hi, I'm Reno Shreen.
Hi, I'm Kronos Carstensen.
Hi, I'm Lucy Lundy.
So, Lucy here will be kind of like guest cameo appearance, but their character will appear, pop in here and there. For the most part, we have our main cast right here, who will definitely, hopefully, have a chance to introduce their characters. So, the one thing I'll say right now is, it's time to get the scene started. So, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
So enthusiastic. Anyway, so we will set the scene. You all have been traveling quite a distance, looking for work, new opportunities. Unfortunately, at this year of 1888, the amount of work is harder to find. In fact, most people don't want bounty hunters. People tend to look down upon bounty hunters, and overall, living on the frontier is becoming a bit harder. You all receive word that down south, there is some work opportunities, whether it be working for the local railroad branch or other more creative businesses. You guys all find yourself in a small little town that is on the edges of a location known as Dead Man's Swamp. This area, especially this part of the frontier, is a murky, miserable, humid place where only either the strongest or the toughest or just the luckiest are able to make a living out here. At this time, you guys either travel by train, by wagon, maybe walking on your own 2 feet. You find yourself in the town of Dead Man's Reach, where you all are meeting up in a saloon called Armadillo Saloon. At this time, it is close to evening. There is a overcast of fog hanging over the entire town. It's a very small town, but it's definitely kind of noisy. And right now, behind us, and I know, for our audience, we'll try to show some visual representation about our setting. But is there anyone at this time who would like to start off introducing their character and just kind of making their way into this session? Anyone at all? All right. So in this case, I know you're going to be green because that was the D20 you selected. So in this case, when you are walking into Armadillo Saloon, first of all, what does your character look like?
So, Don Flair, which is the name of my character, wears a fancy vest, a black cowboy hat, and a cheap button-down shirt underneath. He has a mustache, and because of some weird occurrence, randomly he'll just put on a mask.
So you kind of walk in. So when you're walking in through the front door, which is over here, you notice that there is quite a large amount of people. They're all sitting down, talking over. To your left, you see a large fireplace that's kind of burning bright. There's a lot of people talking. And of course, by the fireplace, there is your typical saloon bar where there's a guy just quietly kind of cleaning off the bar. Is there anything you want to do at this time?
I'd just like to sit down somewhere.
Okay, so do you want to sit down by the fireplace, at the bar, or just find another little table?
By the bar, I guess.
Okay. So you kind of just walk up there. The guy looks to you and just nods at you and just continues kind of wiping down the desk. He says, "If you need anything, just holler. My hearing's bad on this side of my head." And just looks down and keeps cleaning. Are you going to be doing anything else at this time?
No. I'm going to leave it somewhere else.
Okay, who would like to come in next? Okay, so Ross, yours is this one, because that's the D20 you picked up. So, when you're walking in, would you mind just explaining to the audience, what does your character look like?
Okay, so my character's name is Claude Gagne. He's like a man who's lived in the wild for a long time. He has like very messy hair, like messy brown hair. His clothing is pretty messed up, like tattered. He has only one shoe on his foot, and it's pretty broken as well. He has some like twigs coming out of his hair, and he has like green eyes. He's also pretty tall.
Okay. When you walk in, some of the other patrons kind of look over, and some of them just shake their heads and kind of look at the table. Eric, what's your character's name again?
Don Fleur.
Don Fleur. When Don Fleur, he's just kind of looking down. The barkeeper kind of looks up. He's like, "Hey, you didn't pay for the last tab, Claude." And Claude, you kind of hear them shouting at you about this. Is there anything you can do this time?
I've never been here before.
What?
This is my first time coming into this town.
Can you roll? Just deception roll, please.
7.
The guy looks at you. He kind of narrows his eyes a little bit. Says, I'm sorry. Just anytime people come in here and have sticks coming out of their head, I always look, man, sorry. My apologies. You must be someone else.
It's fine. I don't usually come to towns anyways.
Well, I mean, you're missing a shoe. I mean, do you need food or something?
No, I'll just go sit down.
Okay, so where are you going to sit down?
I guess I'll sit down kind of close to, like, at the bar, I guess.
Okay, so you're also, Don Fleur. You kind of look over and you see this person has, like, all these branches in their hair, and they look very dirty, and they're not saying that much. Ross, are you going to be doing anything else at this time?
My character gives, like, a friendly wave to Eric's character.
Okay, so they wave at you.
I just kind of look over and just look back at the table at the bar.
Okay. At this time, is there anyone else who wants to make their introduction? I saw Lucas. So you're the red one, basically you're D20. So you're walking in. First of all, describe to our audience, what exactly does your character look like?
So my character, Jesse Graham, he's kind of wearing old, beat-up clothing, but still, like, good clothing, and he's wearing, like, a apron, like a little bit messed up apron. How would you expect a apron or cookware? And he walks in, he's not that messed up, he has just fine brown hair, but it's not that messy. And he walks in, he sits by the campfire.
Campfire, you mean the fireplace?
Fireplace.
It's okay. So you kind of walk over, and you're sitting in one of the little chairs. People kind of look at you, and then just look away. The fire's burning pretty bright. You feel pretty warm by it. The saloon keeper kind of just like shouts over. It's like, if you need anything, just yell on this side, because my radio's not working anymore.
Will do.
What? No, I'm just kidding. So in this case, you're just going to sit there by the fireplace?
Yes.
Okay. Who would like to join next? Okay, so Kronos, when you are coming in, you see the exact same scene. There's a lot of people kind of looking over. When you come in, though, some people kind of stop to look over. They look, and then they just look away.
Okay.
What does your character look like, though?
So my character is a kind of like hooded figure, and at a closer look, you realize that their face is all bandaged, except for one eye, and of course the nose and mouth.
Okay. So when you're walking in, where would you like to go?
Can I sit at the table behind Don?
Okay, Don Fleur. So you're kind of sitting by there. Eric, can you roll a d20 for me, please? I just want to see if you notice or feel someone sitting by you.
2.
You don't notice anything. In fact, you seem very fixed on the table that you've been staring at for the last, 5 minutes now. So you're sitting at the table. The saloon keeper kind of looks over. He says, if you need anything, as I keep telling everyone, just don't shout on this side of the ear. I can't hear anything on the side of my right ear.
I shout like, "Will do."
You shout the right side or the left side?
I'm gonna the blind side.
The blind?
Yo.
So you just...
Or the deaf side.
So I was going to say the blind side. So you yell. What do you yell exactly?
Will do.
The guy looks around. He's like, what?
I just do like a dismissive wave.
He's like, whatever. And he just keeps cleaning. At this time, you just kind of sitting there and just enjoying yourself?
Yeah.
All right, who would like to go next? So we have Reno. So Reno, you're kind of walking in, same sort of thing. How would you describe the audience, how your character looks?
I would describe her as a bitch on the short side. I'd say around 5'7"-ish. Brown hair that's braided. Her outfit primarily consists of around one color, which is brown.
Okay.
She does not wear a hat, and she has a large backpack with a bunch of stuff jingling around in there.
Okay. So you're kind of looking around. Some people are just kind of keeping to their own business. Where would you like to go?
I would like to go to the bar stools and take a seat there.
Are you going to sit by Don Fleur or Claude? Or in between them or away from them?
I would like to sit next to Don Fleur.
Don Fleur. Okay, so you're sitting there.
I have to make a better pronunciation.
It's fine. It's pretty good. It'll be a reoccurring joke in this session. So you're kind of sitting there. The guy walks over and is like, "Can I get you anything?"
Yeah. If you have any snacks, could I get some of those?
The guy just stares off down for a moment as if having to think about it. He's like, "Give me 1 second." He kind of goes back. He's gone for a little bit. Can you and Eric roll a d20 for me, please?
I got a 15.
Okay.
I got a 15.
So while you guys are sitting there, you're kind of staring, you're hearing lots of noises, but there's like a sound that seems to stick out. It's the sound what can only be described as ribbit.
What?
Ribbit.
Oh.
When you look around, you see on Claude, like on their hair, there's a little bit of weird movement. And by one of the sticks, there's just this little frog that's just sitting there. And it's been staring very intently at Eric for like the last 5 minutes now. And you guys just see this frog just like, ribbit. Claude does not seem too fazed by this creature on its head. And it's just like, ribbit. Just keep doing that.
I'm just gonna stare very intently. I'm gonna shift my gaze off of the bar and just stare, do a staring contest basically with that frog.
You want to have a staring contest with the frog?
Can I roll to see if I notice him staring at me?
Yes, roll T20 to see if you notice that you're being stared at.
11.
Yeah, I'd say you glance over and you just see Don Flair's staring intently, not at you, but just something above your head. Do you say anything?
Are you staring at the frog on my head?
I stare back at the bar.
The frog just goes.
Response.
The frog is just ribbit, and then just kind of looks down and just sort of moves its little hand and just scratches, itches its face. Kronos, can you also roll D20?
Yeah. 19.
So you also hear the ribbits, and you actually even turn over and you see the frog is kind of just walking around Claude's head, and it just starts to look around. It sees you and just goes, ribbit.
I look very confused at it.
It kind of looks at you, then it just turns around and just continues just scratching its little face, and then just sits there on Claude's head.
I go back to looking at the table, just very confused and thinking about it still.
Frog
is terrifying.
The frog is terrifying. It's the final boss, guys. It's the Hypno Toad.
Best friend, Hypno Toad.
So when the saloon keeper comes back to Reno and says, "Here's your snacks," they put down a plate. And it's there's some vegetables there, but you also notice that there are 4 individual frog legs that are cooked well. And 1 second. The frog immediately looks down at the plate, looks at you, Reno. I rolled a 20. It seems very it seems very self-aware of what's going on. And it's just staring almost just staring at you right now, as if it's wondering what you're gonna do next.
Well, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat it.
Do you like just eat it, or do you look at the frog and eat it?
Torture the frog. Torture the
Slowly
frog.
takes a bite.
You gonna ignore it if I just eat it? Okay.
I know it's there. I know it's there.
The frog, as you're eating your frog legs, it just seems like disturbed, but its ribbiting has stopped for the moment. And Claudia, you seem to notice your frog has stopped chirping for a little bit and just sitting there quietly.
Can I ask it what's wrong?
So you're asking out loud what's wrong.
Ribbit.
So
That's what's
you
wrong.
ask, the frog goes, ribbit.
Can my character look over where they are?
You look over and you see like Reno's characters eating frog legs, but they're not looking at you, they're just eating their food.
Can my character shake my head at it?
For shame.
Shame.
Is do you
Turn back
say
into
that
a
out loud?
Turn back into a tadpole.
Okay.
Just go.
Okay.
I'm just like,
Okay. So basically, you eat your food. The frog is just quiet for a little bit. It's just no longer as social as it was before. We have our last character. Are you ready to make your dramatic entrance? Oh boy. Okay. So at this time, your character walks in. Please, at this time, can you introduce what does your character look like?
My character's name is Kit McCoy, and he has a cowboy hat with a flower on it. Not specific, maybe, I don't know what type of flower yet, but there is a flower there.
Okay.
He has a belt across his chest, and he's wearing a detective type of, or a cowboy detective coat that's buttoned up, but it's yeah, it's a trench coat, basically.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
He has quite a bit of long hair. He keeps it in a ponytail. It's a bit messy, but the hat keeps it in place, mostly. He has cowboy boots and has holsters on his thigh.
Okay. So you walk in, you see people, there's quite a few people that you don't remember. You might have seen some of them on your travels, like whether you travel by train or just by like walking. You see some people, newcomers, who are just staying at the bar. There's some seats open still. Where would you like to go at this time?
I would like to go to where Jesse is because he's my friend.
Oh, so Jesse's your friend.
Unfortunately.
oh, dang.
So you walk over and you sit by the fireplace. You see Jesse. Okay. So you see Jesse. You sit down. Is there anything you want to say to your friend?
Just a simple wave.
Wave.
I wave back and say hi.
You say hi. So everyone's kind of sitting there. Reno, by now you've finished like eating the frog legs, and the frog still looks pretty disturbed. In fact, when you look over, the frog is like kind of like tucked away behind Claude's like little thing of hair, kind of like squatting down a little bit as if hoping you don't see it. But it's just not doing anything else otherwise. But is there anything or anything that people want to do at this time?
Can I like grab the frog and put it in my hands and like pet it?
You can. And are you petting it like it's like precious, like Smeagol precious, or just kind of petting it like a pet?
Kind of like petting like.
Okay, so you take the frog doesn't really resist, it seems very familiar as you grabbing it, you put it in his hand, you just pet it, and the frog just sits there and goes quietly, but seems more comfortable now. So you keep doing that for a little bit. Does anyone else want to do anything at this time? Okay, we'll start with this way, and we'll go to Jesse in a second. Yeah. And what's your character's name? Yeah.
Kit McCoy, but
Kit.
it's usually just McCoy, really.
Okay, so McCoy, what would you like to do?
I would like to talk to my friend Jesse about what we're doing here.
Sure. So you can talk to Jesse right now.
Right. So I'm glad that you agreed to come with me on this journey to find the lost treasure or something stuff that I've heard recently.
Oh yeah, of course. You've got to come along anytime. And I kind of like pull out like a bag of Pockers or like snacks from my backpack.
Okay.
Like a little pouch I'm carrying around. And I eat some and I offer some to that kid.
Okay. So you're doing that. When you mention some fortune or treasure, there are some people in the farther back who kind of turn a little bit. And can you roll D20 for me super quickly?
12.
kind of look over, and it's hard to tell, like, how many people heard you. But you saw some people shift over as soon as you turned your head around. Ross, can you roll d20 for me, please?
10.
Okay. So you're eating your snacks with Jesse, and McCoy, you're kind of like enjoying the snacks for a little bit. Claude, you're kind of focused, just sitting there, looking over. You're petting. Eventually, you kind of stop petting your frog, and after like a few moments pass by, you look down. Your frog is gone. Do you want to say anything at this time?
Can I get up and like frantically look around for my phone?
Yeah, so you're just kind of sitting there, and you just see all of a sudden, like, and Don Fleur, you see this too. This person just gets up and just like frantically looking around as if they dropped something. Is anyone going to be doing anything at this time? We'll start with Cronus, and then we'll go over there. Because you also see this too, Cronus.
Can I go up to the farthest stool from everyone and request a drink?
Okay, so you walk over.
Is he up? Out back from the...
Oh yeah, he's back. He's behind the...
Yeah.
So you walk up and you want to order something while Claude is just like frantically just like looking under the stool. Are you just kind of ignoring them?
Yeah.
Okay. So the guy looks up. He seems very unbothered by what Claude is doing and says, he's like, how can I help you?
Can I get a drink, please?
Be more specific. If you were to say drink, I would give you some of the swamp water. So what would you like?
Just to prove a point, can I actually ask for swamp water?
No. You can.
That would be very healthy.
Okay, so you're
No.
it's fine. I mean, live your best life, I guess.
Whatever you recommend.
He kind of turns around, he goes back to one of the barrels, and he's gonna quickly starts to pour a glass. Don Fleur, you said you wanted to do something.
Do I hear him asking for the recommended drink or whatever?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the bartender to get me one of those too.
The bartender doesn't seem to be moving. The bartender's focus, and he's just kind of pouring. He doesn't seem to hear you.
Oh, I'm going to just yell over to his other side just to make sure that he does hear me.
So you literally get off your seat, and you literally run to where Cronus is. And what do you say to him?
I'll get what he's having.
The guy's like, oh, okay. And then, so he's getting another glass, and then do you return back to your original seat, or are you going to sit by? Okay.
I return back to me.
So you basically literally ran over, he's like, I want that too, and then you go back. Yeah.
Can I go up to where Kid McCoy is and ask him if he's seen my phone?
Okay, so you run up to McCoy and Jesse. Jesse and McCoy, you see this person running to you frantically. They seem to be missing their shoe and everything. What do you want to say to them?
Hello, sir. Have you seen a frog by chance? I had a frog, but he's gone missing.
No, I haven't seen a frog at all.
Okay, thank you. Have you seen a frog?
I just gonna shake my head.
Okay, thank you.
Jesse, you roll d20.
6.
So you walk back.
Can I roll to see if I can find my frog?
Sure.
12.
You look around. You don't see anything on the floor. So you don't see anything on the floor at the moment. Yeah.
I try to look for the frog. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm just gonna kind of
Okay, so you heard, because they're not that far from you, so roll d20. Roll d20.
11.
You look over, and all you see is Jesse is eating his snacks, and McCoy's kind of sitting there, kind of shrugging at Claude, saying no, I haven't seen your frog, I'm so sorry. Jesse, when you're grab one of your little snacks, you just feel this little smooth thing. You look down, and there's this little frog that has little snacks in its mouth, and then it just looks up at you and just says, "Ribbit."
Can I gently grab the frog and yell over at
Claude.
Claude?
So you just pick up this little. It has a little cracker in its mouth, and you pick it up, and it's just cracker still in its mouth. It's obviously a little too big for its mouth, but it's still sitting there. And Claude, you hear, what are you going to yell to?
Hey, Claude,
What?
I found your frog.
You did? I run over to him.
He's run over, and like you're just so excited. It's like, oh my god, I haven't seen you in so long. And the little frog just has a little crack in its mouth, and it's like it's trying to eat it. It's having a real hard time, but it's very determined not to let it go. So it just sits there while Jesse like hangs on to it.
Can I take the frog from his hands and put it on my head again?
You little friend, and then McCoy.
Can I just ask if Jesse's still gonna eat those crackers?
I say no.
It's just no.
Can I have them then?
Yeah, sure. I hand the microphone.
So you got your crackers. So now you have little crackers, and you're just eating this. And
Can I feed them to the frog too, Tomas?
Yes, you can. But what you end up doing is like the little frog is just eating these crackers on top of your head, and when you put more crackers in your hair, it's like, oh god, there's more of them, and it's like having a hard time keeping up with all these random bits of crackers now in your hair. The saloon guy was just watching this entire time. He doesn't say anything. He just kind of like he has his two glasses, and he kind of hands one to what's your character's name? Godfrey, and the other one to Don Flair. It's like you look at the drink. It's not bubbly. It just looks like a dark red hue. And he says, "That's some southern mead if I ever did see one. Heard it was from the honey harvested down in the Dead Man Swamps. You know, before the guy got eaten by alligators."
I thank him.
You're welcome.
Can I just how much is there in the glass?
It's like a pint glass.
Can I just down it all
Sure.
at once? Yeah.
Okay, so you down it. Can you roll for grit? So use your grit modifier.
6. I got a 6.
You literally chug the whole thing. The saloon guy looks at you as if surprised you did that. And then you literally just sit there for a moment. You lean over a little bit, and you are starting to slide off your chair.
Can my character run to go catch him?
You can run and roll for agility, please.
11.
And you have no modifier for agility?
No.
You try to, rush over, and you extend your arm, and by the time you do that, Don Philly just crashes onto the floor. And the slim guy looks over, down at you. You're so conscious, you just feel like the laws of physics, gravity, everything just sort of just took a break. And the guy looks down and is like, "You dead?"
I'm just gonna lightly shake my head and then just kind of close my eyes.
Alright, well, don't get sick down there, alright? Because otherwise I'm going to feed you to the gators outside. Just kind of leans back over and starts to attend to everyone else. Is there anyone else going to want to do anything at this time? You're not napping, you're just you're just sitting there quietly.
Yeah. I also want to drink.
Okay, same thing.
Yes.
So he gets you another tall pint of this southern mead, and he just hands it to you, and he says, "Well, I advise do not drink it like that fellow there." And
Okay.
the guy's just sitting there. Yeah.
Can I take a sip of it, see how it tastes?
Sure. So you sip it. It tastes like it's a mixture of sweet honey, but the weird aftertaste of stale water. But it's drinkable.
I can take a couple.
Okay.
drinks.
So you're just enjoying the drink. Okay. Yeah.
I want to request some more food from the Hey, do you have any bread that I could have?
The guy says, "Yeah, we have some bread. I believe we have some that were made this morning." And he stopped, or was it a month ago? Kind of squints his eyes a little bit.
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Can I get an entire loaf?
Sure. So he goes back in the back. He's gone for a little bit. Yeah.
Can my character wait at the counter for him to come back just to get a drink?
Sure. Yeah.
I want to order a drink.
Okay. So comes back and he has a giant baguette. And he sort of hands it to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He looks over, he says, what do you want?
Can I just get what they're having?
He looks around, he says, those people, that guy, he points at Don Fleur on the floor.
Same thing as the one on the floor.
He kind of goes over and he says, what do you want to McCoy?
I'd like Moscow Mule.
What? Moscow?
Yeah.
Are you Russian?
No.
Why would you ask for a Russian style? What? A mule? Like you want a donkey from Moscow?
It's a drink. I've had it before.
You drink donkey? What kind of person drinks donkeys from Russia? Don't they have it as bad as it is?
These poor donkeys.
Or how about just a plain margarita?
A what?
Water.
The guy looks disturbed by this whole revelation of how people drink Russian donkeys.
I have a quick question. So has this guy been to Moscow? Because I don't think there's much communication from.
Is that even an actual city in Russia?
He read something about Moscow. He read something about Moscow in a pamphlet once.
It was 417.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I got my history.
I mean, Russia's been there forever now.
Yeah, but the.
I'm talking about the city.
Also, I was gonna say, I mean, it's been there for a while. It's been there for a while. He gets you a glass of water.
Thank you.
He's like, don't mention it or drink any of my donkeys outside. They don't taste like those ones in Russia. Yeah.
Once I get about halfway through my drink, I'm annoyed at the aftertaste. So I just drink the rest.
Okay, you drink all the rest. Roll for grit, please.
11.
So you chug it. You sit there and you're kind of like, oh, that's nice. And then you just oh.
I lean back from my seat.
No, you stabilize your seat. You don't fall off. You kind of you're a little wobbly.
Can I ask my friend if he's okay?
Oh, you can.
Are you okay, Jesse?
Yeah.
What'd you even have?
Drink.
What drink?
That one over there.
Huh. Do you want my water or my glass of water or?
I'm good.
Alright, mate.
At this time, as people are kind of enjoying themselves or contemplating about donkeys from Russia, the door opens. And coming in is a kind of short guy. He doesn't have a Western hat. He has one of those hats you'd see in Boston. He's just he has a black jacket, but there's clear signs of coal or some remnants of coal or dirt on it. He kind of looks around and he walks up to the saloon guy, and the guy just kind of nods at him as if he knows him and says, hey, have you seen any people that might be looking for some work? The saloon guy kind of shrugs a little bit, depends on the work. I mean, lots of people have been kind of low-key around here. And the guy kind of looks around, he's surveying some people. He says, well, the boss is asking for someone competent, because they aren't so happy with the last bunch. Yeah.
May I approach asking what type of work?
Okay, so you walk over, and I would say this guy's right over here. So he's kind of he's kind of right there. So everyone can kind of hear him. It's not too noisy on your side of the saloon. And the guy's looks at you and he sees, and you roll d20.
Yeah. 12.
He kind of looks at you and he says, oh, not put off by you, but just how wrapped your face is. They're kind of oh, ooh. So I'm sorry, you spooked me there for a second. He says, well, we need someone to find something of value to the boss lady, and I'll tell you right now, she's pays people well if they get the job right, but it's a little ambitious.
May I ask the nature of this object? Is it a weapon? Is it...
It's money. What kind of ludicrous question is that?
For?
Money.
Looking for
I don't know. It could be a unicorn for all I care. If the boss lady wants to find something,
Okay,
she will pay for it.
Well, I'd be interested in this unicorn of yours.
Oh. The guy just kind of like just sits there, just like it's not a unicorn. It's just cargo. You know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. McCoy, can you roll a d20 and can you use your intelligence, please? Modifier. That works.
15.
Okay, and what's your intelligence modifier?
0.
Okay. So, McCoy, when you hear commotions, like, you kind of ignored the unicorn parts, but when you heard, like, cargo, like, hire for a job, you know for a fact that there wasn't at a newspaper who were calling in for people, smart, competent people, to go to the Dead Man Swamp to find something of value to a very rich and powerful railroad tycoon. You have not heard the name of this person, but all you know is that they're very powerful, and the fact that you saw this pamphlet like 5 states away kind of shows how resourceful this person is and how willing they're looking for help. So you hear this, and you kind of made the connection, that you kind of connected the dots there. Is there anything to do or say about this as this revelation, or are you just going to sit and watch?
I look over to Jesse, and I'm like nudging him to at least eavesdrop with me.
Okay. So you guys kind of, do you guys want to move a little closer to kind of listen better since you're a little by the fireplace?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys kind of move a little bit closer, like being subtle. In fact, can you roll, both of you guys roll for stealth, please?
17.
Good enough.
That works.
Good enough.
Okay. So you both successfully kind of walk over, being smooth and just kind of sitting back against the table, and you're kind of listening to this conversation. Meanwhile, the guys kind of say, "Look, the boss, like, just trying to find a missing railroad cart. It has lots of valuable stuff in it. I don't know what's in there exactly. You could talk to her yourself, assuming you feel like you're competent enough to take the job." Yeah.
Can I enter the conversation?
Yeah, sure. What do you want to say?
I feel like I'm confident enough. I'll take on that job. I think I'm confident enough.
The guy looks at you and just kind of nods a little bit and says, as long as you don't ask about anything about unicorn or anything. But yeah. So it's like, so you two are interested? All right. The saloon keeper kind of like shrugs a little bit. He's like, yeah, they seem competent people. Meanwhile, you're two, Jesse and McCoy, you're hearing that now 2 people seem kind of interested and they seem to be joining in at this time. Claude, you feel like a weird tapping on your head. It's your frog, and they've been like for the last like minute, they're like kind of moving their hand and they're just kind of like tapping your forehead repeatedly as if they want you to do something.
Can I say like okay, and then walk over to where Abigail and Godfrey are?
Sure, you walk over and the frog just kind of stops tapping your forehead, and the guy looks at you and says, "Can I help you?"
I don't know if, just based off of my parents, that you wouldn't want me on your job, but I would like to at least try for this job.
They kind of look at you for a second, and he kind of like, why not? The more the merrier. The frog also does 3 taps on your forehead, and then just sits there.
Can I roll my eyes and say, why did you do that?
Why did I do what? The guy's looking at you, is like, do what?
Sorry, I wasn't talking to you.
Who are you talking to?
Can I point to my head?
You can. The guy looks up and says like, is that a frog in your head?
Yeah.
Why is it covered in crackers?
It was eating crackers.
The guy just kind of looks at your forehead for this prolonged time, and he just kind of like, he's like, just doing my job, Like, okay, thank you, sir, for your contribution. I'm delighted by this. Yeah.
I don't think crackers would be a good diet for a frog.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yes,
yeah.
I'm saying this in game.
The frog just like, rabbit. And then you also see like this little cracker being in its mouth.
Can I open my cloak and my bat comes out?
Oh God! So,
don't kill the frog.
Yeah, what's your bat's name?
My bat's name.
Do you have a name?
Its name is Crackers.
I didn't say that.
Seriously?
Come eat this.
I didn't say my frog's name.
Okay. So, does anyone? You don't know what's the name of your frog?
Moss.
Little Moss. You open your coat, and the guy who's like you're talking to is like, what are you doing? He looks down, and this little bat has been sitting there quietly in your pocket. It kind of opens up, it's just like, and just like flatters, and the frog is like.
Can Claude get like really happy and be like, "You have an animal too"?
You say that, and the frog immediately just jumps off your head like, nope.
Can I try to catch him?
You can. Meanwhile, like, McCoy and Jesse are seeing, like, this little bat just, like, buzzing around. There's, like, a frog jumping off. You're just like, what? The guy who's, like, you were talking to is just like, what is happening right now?
Wait, can I try to catch the frog?
Oh, yeah, it's up.
I wanted to go over with McCoy and talk to the guy.
Okay. You walk over, and the guy looks at you, and he sees, like, this little bat that's, like, buzzing around Ross's head. You catch the frog, and the frog is just kind of, like, looking up as this little bat just buzzes around. And the guy's looking at you two and says, like, I swear if there's another animal of any kind, I think we are good with animals. Unless there's something else.
Well. I got a donkey.
What?
Wait, you do?
I have a donkey.
Wait. Wait a minute.
Do you actually?
Oh my gosh, it's
Can I
perfect.
And
I can see the donkey?
and on this, we are going to end part of the session. For our audience members, thank you so very much for listening in. Please stay tuned as we continue the story of Lost Fortune of Dead Man's Swamp.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
I wonder if the